What's going on, everyone? MG here, and in this episode I want to talk about my thought process behind copying the next console in my ever-growing collection of game consoles. So, it's 2020, the world feels like it's on fucking fire, and aside from that, we all have to keep sane, and the best way to do that I can think of is video games. I don't discriminate. I play on PC, handhelds, and consoles. As long as the game is good, I'm fucking playing it, right? It doesn't matter how old the game is. I mean, shit. I still fucking play the classic REs, Resident Evils regularly. To the point where I'm making video guides and streaming challenge runs. So anyway, right now I'm in a very unique position. As a CRT retro gamer, graphics and how much floating point performance isn't really a basis for purchasing a console in my book. I'm looking for a console that has all the games that I want to play and has backwards compatibility. That's huge. Two things that I'm looking for in a console to make sure that the ROI is high. And if you haven't seen my other video, I speak about my personal metric for justifying my video game purchases. It goes a little something like this. $1 equals 1 hour of solid, legit gameplay. No idling, no AFKing. That's how I measure it. So at the time of this video, okay, the PS5 and Series X consoles are still preparing for deployment later this year in the holiday season. So 2020. Microsoft already showed off how the console looks like, as well as some tech features, but no price. Sony, however, did not reveal how the console will look like, but they did show off technical features in a keynote, that Sony did, how the controller will look like, but like Microsoft, no price. And, there's a lot of speculation that Sony is going to be pulling another PS3 in terms of price. Also speculation that Microsoft is waiting for Sony so they can beat them with a better price. Kind of like what Sony did to Microsoft 7-8 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. With the Xbox One and PS4 pricing. So where do I fit in all of this? So here's what we know so far. Starting with the Series X, the console looks cool. It has a vertical design. So in terms of cooling, I think it's a great design. Tell you something real quick. A long time ago, when I used to work for an ad agency, we used to use those Mac Pros, those toilet bowl computers. I would run that computer at fucking 100% usage, crunching 3D models, cutting video, and cutting 4K video, and that thing would barely make a sound. Maybe on super high load there would be like a little breeze coming through, but that's the design. And I believe this will be a good thing in terms of airflow and noise. And I'm sure that the Series X will most likely be quiet. That's huge for me. I don't want to hear my console howling like it's about to fucking take off into orbit. Like the fucking PS4. Anyway, the controllers are good and even backwards compatible with Xbox Pro controllers. That's good because $400 controller, $300 controller. No, I think it's $200 controller. It better be fucking compatible. And also Microsoft boasted backwards compatibility out of the box. Another huge selling point in my opinion. And so that's Microsoft. So let's go over to Sony. So, as far as Sony is concerned, we know how the tech works, and believe me, it's fucking intense. Some pretty ballin' ass tech. I watched the keynote, and most of the tech speak that Sony was saying, I didn't really understand, but I understood the abstract, and that's enough for me. The controller for the PS5 looks very Xbone-esque, Xbox One X. But that's not a bad thing to me. I prefer the Xbox One controller over the PS4. But that's a fucking photo finish win by Xbox One. The DualShock 4 is still one of my all-time favorite controllers for the PlayStation. I think it's even better than the OG one from 1995. So the backwards compatibility piece is a little troubling because initially Sony said there will be backwards compatibility, and then they backpedaled into we will offer backwards compatibility based on popularity metrics. So yeah, so as of now, so far in my book, both Sony and Microsoft are in a tie for the latest consoles. But this is where my mind starts to go elsewhere, okay? As I said in the beginning, I'm not, the one who's into the latest graphics, hell, I don't even own a fucking 4K TV, okay? So what I'm considering doing is looking at maybe copying current gen consoles when the new ones are released. Choice number 1, Sony PS4 Pro, okay, and buy a 1TB SSD, upgrade the shit. PS4 Pro is super easy to upgrade. The hard drive, the hard drive will enhance and play all existing PS4 games. I literally still play games from the 90s and 2000s, so I think I'll be okay with a PS4 Pro. Choice number 2. Okay, choice number 2 is the Xbox One X. I was on Team 360 in the 7th generation, so I already have a large footprint in Microsoft's ecosystem. Microsoft handled backwards compatibility beautifully with the Xbox One. My only gripe is upgrading the hard drive in the Xbox One X is more labor intensive. So, my mind is going here because I know these consoles will drop in price. I'm predicting, the $200 range, and that's more attractive to me than spending almost $500 for a console, that will deploy with only 15-30 games. And, if my PS4 didn't die, funny because it dies after 7 years, and yet my PS1 is still alive and being played today, I just copped the Xbox One X. But now, with the prospect of getting back into the saddle as a Sony pony, is very attractive, especially with upgrading the SSD being so fucking easy. Literally just one screw, the slide bay comes out, slide it in, boom, done. And, on the other hand, I already have a large footprint in the Microsoft ecosystem. All my Xbox One and 360 games are backwards compatible, the ones that I own, and they're always adding new ones every day. I already own Resident Evil 2 Remake for Xbox One S, my favorite console, by the way. It's so fucking slick and quiet. Now upgrading to an Xbox One X, I'll have enhanced FPS with Remake 2 and 3. So, it's tough, and as of now, I'm leaning towards PS4 Pro. But that will include a $100 purchase for the SSD. Lots of pros for the PS4. I have a lot of games for the PS4, Bloodborne, exclusive. And there are a lot of other games I want to play, like Persona 5. Fucking, come on, Atlas, just release that shit for the Switch. One thing that's stopping me from copying a PS4 Pro is the noise. I heard that the PS4 Pro is as loud as the first-gen PS4. And that's going to be a problem for me. I hated my PS4 when I played games like Bloodborne. I'm just in a simple place like the menu, and the fucking thing sounded like it was going to take off into space. Fucking Elon Musk, fucking SpaceX rocket. Or a black swan will happen, and Nintendo will drop the Switch Pro on us, and all bets are off. And I'm going Switch Pro, man. Portability is just too clutch. But I might make another video about the Nintendo Switch. My life with the Nintendo Switch. But yeah, I'm leaning towards Sony for this one. My main argument right now is I played RE on a PlayStation back in 96 for the first time, so I should keep that tradition alive. Also, SSDs are getting cheaper every day. So, we'll see. I might make another video updating you guys on my situation as we near the launch of the Series X and PS5. But yeah, that's the end of my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.